One country has made money from every major war of the last 200 years. Not by fighting, by staying out and selling to both sides. You probably know Switzerland as the land of chocolate, cheese, and ski resorts. The safe, peaceful, neutral country. The birthplace of the Red Cross. That's all true, but Switzerland is also the world's 12th largest arms exporter. A country of 9 million people. Every time a major war breaks out, Switzerland gets richer. Defense stocks go up. Money pours into Swiss bank accounts. This wasn't luck, this was a strategy, and it's been running for over 200 years. Here's how it works. Go back to 1815. Napoleon is gone. Europe's major powers, France, Prussia, Austria, Britain, redraw the map, and they make a decision. Switzerland will be permanently neutral. No one attacks it, no one drags it into war. Sounds like a gift. It wasn't. Switzerland sits in the middle of the Alps, the main crossing point between Germany, France, Italy, and Austria. Every major power needed that route for trade. No one wanted to fight over it, no one wanted their enemy to control it. So neutrality wasn't charity, it was a deal. But here's what most people miss. Switzerland didn't just accept neutrality, it built around it. Mandatory military service, mountain fortresses across the Alps. Even today, over 30% of its population are trained reservists. The logic was simple: if you want to stay neutral, you have to be too costly to invade. And once that was in place, Switzerland realized something else. If you're never at war, you can sell to everyone who is. 1914. World War I begins. Switzerland declares neutrality, but here's what it actually does. International law bans neutral countries from exporting weapons to nations at war. Switzerland follows the rule. Technically, it doesn't sell finished bullets. It sells the parts, casings, triggers, springs, ship them to France. They assemble the ammunition. Germany and Britain do the same. Switzerland becomes the IKEA of World War I. Some assembly required. In 1917 alone, Swiss ammunition exports hit 300 million francs, about $3 billion today, roughly 13% of all exports. And at the same time, in Geneva, the Red Cross is treating wounded soldiers from both sides. One hand supplies the parts, the other treats the wounds. A Swiss satirical cartoon captures it perfectly. On one side, we kill, on the other, we cure. Make of that what you will. World War II is where things become much harder to defend. By 1940, Nazi Germany had taken France. Switzerland was completely surrounded. Germany, Austria, Italy, Vichy France on every border. A landlocked country of a few million people with no military allies, boxed in on all sides. Switzerland signed trade deals with Nazi Germany. It supplied weapons, precision machinery, and industrial equipment. Post-war analysis found that roughly 84% of Swiss arms exports during the war went to Germany and its allies, and about 8% went to the other side. But the weapons weren't even the worst part. Nazi Germany was stealing gold from occupied countries, from Jewish families sent to concentration camps. It needed somewhere to store it, somewhere that asked no questions. Swiss banks became one of those places. Post-war investigations found that Swiss banks received over 1.2 billion Swiss francs worth of Nazi gold. An independent commission later confirmed that after 1943, Swiss authorities had reason to believe some of that gold was stolen, and continued to do so anyway. Britain's foreign secretary said in 1943, "Every Swiss franc that helps sell German arms prolongs this war." After the war, Switzerland paid 250 million francs in reparations. In the 1990s, Swiss banks set up a 1.25 billion franc fund for Holocaust survivors. Was there another option for a surrounded country with no allies? But the facts are the facts. After World War II, the world splits into two camps, the US or the Soviet Union. Pick a side. Switzerland picked neither. It sold to Western democracies and to countries others wouldn't touch publicly. Its neutral status made it the go-to supplier for buyers who needed discretion. Then 2022, Russia invades Ukraine. Switzerland invokes its neutrality laws and refuses to send weapons. Under Swiss law, a neutral state can't arm an active warring party. But Germany, Denmark, and Spain try to send their Swiss-made weapons to Ukraine. Switzerland blocks it. Its neutrality rules apply to its weapons, no matter who bought them. Germany's vice-chancellor said bluntly, "I cannot understand why Switzerland does not provide Gepard ammunition." The Netherlands refused to buy Swiss weapons altogether because of the re-export ban. Orders started getting cancelled. Swiss defense companies were cut out of European contracts. So in December 2025, Switzerland's parliament voted to ease the rules, allowing arms exports and re-exports to a defined group of mostly Western countries, even if they're involved in an ongoing conflict. Without the re-export ban, EU countries could now transfer Swiss-made weapons to Ukraine without Switzerland's direct approval. They called it adapting to a changed world. Critics called it selling out a principle that took 200 years to build. Both are probably right. The US and Israel have conducted strikes on Iran. Gulf states, UAE, Saudi Arabia, are expanding military budgets rapidly. Switzerland is already an established arms supplier to them. But it's not only weapons. As conflict escalates in the region, capital moves to safer places, including Switzerland. According to industry estimates, Switzerland manages roughly $2.4 trillion in foreign private assets. Switzerland has never deployed soldiers into a foreign war. But across 200 years of conflicts, its economy has consistently benefited from them. So what is Switzerland actually selling? Weapons to whoever's buying, finance to whoever's scared, and neutral ground to whoever needs a place to talk. Arms, banks, diplomacy, 3 industries, 1 brand, and the brand only works if the world keeps breaking down. Geneva hosts over 40 international organizations. The Red Cross is headquartered there. Every major peace negotiation needs a venue. Switzerland provides it and charges a stability premium for simply being Switzerland. The neutrality is real, and it's also a product. Switzerland's neutrality worked for 200 years because people believed in it, or chose to. That belief is the asset. But in 2025, that belief was tested when Switzerland eased its re-export ban. And when pushed hard enough, the business won. Which leaves one question, not whether Switzerland will profit from the next conflict. It will, but whether, after 2025, the word neutral still means what it used to. Because for 2 centuries, Switzerland built a system around neutrality, not with armies, but with finance, contracts, and reputation. A country that stayed off the battlefield and still found ways to benefit. There are countries that lose wars, countries that win wars, and one that made sure it never had to choose. Whether that's strategy or evasion or both is up to you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps the channel. I'll see you in the next video.